Hello, everybody. What is going on? Here we are, Monday. And it's great to see you guys all mosey on into the chat and joining me for another master study. I'll give you guys the lowdown of how I got to where I am now, but for sure I wanted to get going on Monday. I was just kind of looking at my week as I woke up this morning and saying like, I gotta stream on Monday because I have something going on Tuesday. Wednesday will most likely be a My Wednesday comic stream. Thursday, I think the artist edition for Batman Year One is coming in, so I want to do an unboxing of that. I think Thursday. That's what Amazon's telling me at least. So yeah, the week is just filling up really fast, and school's in session. All sorts of stuff is going on. So I was like, I think I need to make Monday happen. And fortunately, this weekend, for those of you who saw on social media or X or my community tab, I got some great headway over the weekend of tightening up all the pencils on this Michael Golden master study page. So it just set me up for today to like, let's get into the inks, let's get going. And I was just itching to do it. And there's that crazy codependency of like, well, I got to do it on stream now, right? Like that's the whole point. Otherwise, I would have just like put my nose down to the paper and just started inking like about 2 hours ago. So anyway, that's not to guilt you guys, but just to say how tied I am to learning, doing this master study stuff, learning and inviting you guys in on the process of the whole thing. So thank you so much for joining. I know that there's some other popular streams going on right now. Monday is the day, and the time that I pick is the time that I keep colliding with one particular stream that many of you guys join. So I don't know. I can't help it. I can't. It's hard for me to like avoid it. I guess this is just kind of starting to be a sweet spot time right now, Mondays. Not that I'm going to commit to it like I will commit to a Wednesday, but for sure it is starting to be kind of a good time for me to stream. Like Monday, Wednesday, Friday kind of feels better for me. It's less hectic. Tuesday, Thursdays are kind of crazy anyway. But first I'm going to say hey to everybody in the chat. Comrade Sammy, first in the chat. Hello, Comrade Sammy. Great to see you. Chat Ninja. Oh, whoops, sorry. Cannot let that pass. Chat Ninja. I almost said Cat Ninja, which that's another one. Emo Trash. I shall once again accept that all productivity today is out the window. Just comes with the territory, I guess, Emo Trash. It's okay. This is going to be productive for me and hopefully for you guys to watch. So, you can do other things at the same time. Don't totally throw all the productivity out the window, but hopefully this will be entertaining in the process. My man Mark's Music Obsession is here. Mark's Music Obsession, so good to see you. I saw in the chat you were asking, do I know when Shanth is launching the campaign? I don't. Yeah, I don't. I think Shant is actually on a plane right now, so otherwise I would text him and ask him, unless he pops in here magically. But I think he's on a plane right now, so I don't know what time he is launching it. But Mark, I'm gonna try and see if I can get the inside scoop. We'll see later today if I can reach out to him and say, and if I find out anything behind the scenes, I may reach out to you. So stay tuned. But yeah, Shant just got finished dropping off one of his kids to college, so I kind of had the front row seat, well, side front row seat to it all. We were just texting back and forth all weekend, and woo, it's a very emotional, very monumental time for everybody, specifically who are going through this season, through this stage. So I feel for my friend Sean. I'm really excited for his son, but also I feel for him as a parent. So, yeah. Mr. Monkey Boy 1969.
How do you say monkey in French?
That's how you say monkey in French. How are you doing, my friend? And K-pop junkie saying, hey, before taking a nap. So K-pop, this is why I said, don't go to bed. Don't go to bed yet. Because I got something for you. Okay, check this out. Man, I hope I don't screw up any kind of YouTube right things or anything. But check this out, K-pop. This is for you. What's up, K-pop junkie? Does that work for you? Let me play that again. That's the compilation of K-pop that I could put together for you. Hopefully, I didn't step on any toes by doing that. But let me know. I hope you like that. Now you can take your nap. It's nappy time for K-pop junkie. Probably because she was streaming like a mad woman over the last few days. Her docket, her itinerary, her schedule is always full. And K-pop is just cranking the content out there. So appreciate you popping in here. Hope you enjoyed that sound. You were my newest sound. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. Mark's Music Session says the CC is working. Awesome. Adam, it's about to get inky in here. It is. Keep us in track, okay? We're gonna get derailed. The derailer in chief is in the chat. She's here. I'm sure if Awesome One shows up, he's gonna start throwing some curveballs. So Adam, it's up to you to keep us on track. We're talking comics, comic art, inks. That's what we're doing today. Hello, hello. Emo Trash still here. School is next week. Oh boy. Wow, that's pretty late for you to start next week. But I guess colleges are all, yeah, a lot of the like high schools and middle schools have all geared up locally here. But yeah, colleges are a little bit later. Are you in the quarter system, Emo? Because I know a lot of schools are in the quarter system, which makes them start a little bit later. So school is coming. Get ready. It's exciting though. Exciting. You know, you don't. I mean, I know there's kind of like, oh, I got homework and projects and all that, but it's an exciting time. Being in school is an exciting time. You get to learn without so much responsibility of life, of a career, making money. You can just like learn. Just sit back and learn. Mr. Monkey says, we'll make you a comic artist. I hope so. I really hope so. Adam says, I strongly believe that if I keep showing up, I'll get my Jeff Darrow master study. It's like Beetlejuice. If you say it enough, it'll happen. I don't know. Who knows? Boo, cat ninja. What? I should do a new sound effect of a cat ninja. Meow. I'll cough at the same time I do that sound effect, and then my cat will meow back. He's not in the room today, so get none of that like rude interruption from him. But Emo Trash says, most of my schedule is art classes, actual art classes. So maybe I'll be a little better off this. That's cool. That's the fun part. That's the really exciting part. I don't know if you're going specifically to an art school or taking an art major at the school you're going to, but that's really fun when you get to actually do what you want to do, what you went to college for, as opposed to like filling out requirements. Like, you know, at my school, we had to do some liberal arts requirements, and you had your art histories, which I know you're a history fan, so maybe that's not so tough for you. But like sitting through art history lectures, people are like, oh, and you just wanted to get to your projects. But then when you got to your projects, you're like, this is hard. Just put me in a lecture. Adam says, after watching the last stream, I've been looking at a lot of Michael Golden art. Awesome. What are you looking at right now? I've got some great... I realized when I was doing the intro to tell you guys that I wanted to do a study on Michael Golden. You know, I brought out Micronauts and his some of the Marvel stuff that he's done. And but I actually have, and the Nam stuff, obviously. But I actually have quite a bit of other Michael Golden things that I can whip out maybe in a little bit here of other things that he did. He did a mini series for Jackie Chan, like the martial artist Jackie Chan, the movie star Jackie Chan. He did a mini series called Spartan X, which took me a while, but I like collected. I think there's 4 or 5 issues of that. Oh, it was released twice. It was released once through Topps Comics and once through Image, and they changed like the format. I can't remember which one I have. I think I have the colored one because they did one that was black and white. That's harder to find, which I want to find. So yeah, I have that, which was cool because Michael Golden doing action is always amazing, but him doing it with the likeness of Jackie Chan was pretty cool. Then I have this art of Michael Golden. It's called Excess. That was put out. That has some of his work. I have this Michael Golden Doctor Strange portfolio set randomly. So yeah, I got a lot of Michael Golden stuff because he is one of my favorites. And yeah, maybe I'll pull it out if I take a break from inking later. But that's awesome to hear, Adam. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you like Michael Golden stuff. That would be great if you speak with him, Rocky. I appreciate it. Okay, I will, Mark. I'll do my best. I'll see what I can. No guarantees. Sean might be tight-lipped on it, but I'll try and I'll try and play the friend card and see what I can find out. Good luck, Emo. I'm sure you'll do great. Emo's going to do great. It's too late, Rocky. It's been tossed. I'm not jumping out the window to rescue it. Well, all right. K-pop, laughing. Shant will approve of that, too. Of the sound. K-pop's taking a nap so she can do a 5-hour art stream later. Oh my gosh, 5 hours. I mean, I joke around and I tend to average the 3-hour mark, which I can't totally do today. I do have a commitment in a couple hours, so I won't be able to do I don't think I'll be able to do a full 3 hours, probably 2-ish, if I can stop talking. But yeah, I hope you like that. I hope you like that sound effect. Emo Trash says the drawing tablet is plugged in and turned on, so I'm watching the stream from 2 monitors, basically. But I remain glued to the YouTube tab rather than the art tab. YouTube is very, very insidious that it hooks you in. Like, I'm constantly checking YouTube, both for my channel, just like, analytics on my channel, but also like other channels that I'm watching. And like Jason Unhinged, he posted a cool little stream this morning. I think it was this morning, of him drawing, not a stream, a video of him drawing a xenomorph from the Aliens franchise. Awesome drawing. But yeah, I was on the way to run some errands, and I was like, I popped that in. It like plugged it into my card and was listening to it like a radio or a podcast. But that was really fun. So yeah, YouTube, man, they got that algorithm. Those tendrils that really tap into our the dopamine hit that we need for new stuff. Okay, awesome nerds. Old lady nap time. Take a great nap, K-pop junkie, and good luck on your 5-hour art stream. If I can pop in, I will. So hope that goes well. Quarter system. What? Just pronounce chat the French way it translates to cat. That's right. Le chat ninja. Chat noir. Perfect. All right, cool. So let's get into it. Let me, so that I don't run out of time here, let me move my keyboard out of the way. And thank you guys, by the way. Thank you, chat, for letting me know my sound was muted at one point. Again, Ecamm doing the Ecamm things. I love Ecamm. Great program. Amazing streaming program. A lot of functionality. But every now and then, if I change things around, it's like it'll default to a setting that I didn't have set before. So in that particular case, I always switch around my trailers and intros at the beginning of my streams before I hit go. And I guess when I do that, sometimes it defaults to an old setting, which was the sound was off on that trailer or whatever. So that kind of stinks. So yeah, but thank you guys for letting me know that there was no sound. We fixed it really quick. Like, that's it. You guys are my co-producers on this stream. Alrighty, cool. So here we go. This was the finished pencils. So this was the original page, right? 140% blown up that I was drawing on. And then this was the finished pencils that I did over the weekend where I tightened it up. And funny enough, like I look at it now, his face looks a lot fatter on this side than it is here, but it's actually not. And it has to do with the camera. Isn't that funny? Now this one looks a little fatter. It has to do with the camera, the angle of the overhead camera that I'm using. Like I guess because I'm wider out towards the edges, it's a wide camera. It's a little distorted as you get farther out. So a little tricky, that illusion. Because when I'm not worried about cameras and streaming and how it looks, when I'm actually just sitting here looking, comparing side by side, I was like, oh no, that's right. So I definitely get tricked by the camera sometimes. See, now it looks wider again. But yeah, I hit the pencils in bruise mode here, as you can see with the different colors of different color ace pencils I did. But really was able to tighten up the pencils over the weekend. Had a lot of fun doing that. Super satisfying, even to the point of like all this vegetation and stuff. Very satisfying to get that tightened up, and finished it in like about two extra sessions from the last stream. And once I was done, I was like, okay, I'm ready to ink. Let's do it. So this morning I went to my local Kinko's, scanned it in, came back home, did the little settings adjustment, color adjustments in Photoshop to get it all to blue line. Brought that file back to Kinko's, printed it out on cardstock. And so here's the printout. And so you can see like my setting actually was a little light, and to the point where some lines were getting lost. So I almost debated like, oh, I got to take it back home, darken the lines a little bit, come back out and print. But I was like, I don't want to make the process take any more longer with this process. So I just said it's good enough. Like I looked at it close, and like what I need to see is all there, and I can eyeball the other stuff. So anyway, this is the finished drawing of pencils that I did, and then this is the printout on a new sheet of cardstock right here, and this will be the one that I'm inking on. Boom. All right. Are we ready for this? It's gonna be good. We should have let him think we couldn't hear. You could do that, and I'd believe you too. So, La Chat Ninja, she is female. Okay, La as opposed to Le, and a singular. Wow, have you taken French? I don't know French, so La Chat Ninja sounds fancy. Kind of is. Okay, so hope you guys all had a good weekend. Got most of my supplies ready, but I didn't distribute out the ink yet. Hold on, let me push this out of the way. I thought, like, not that I would compare myself to somebody like Bob Ross or something like that, but always the fun thing I thought in seeing people draw traditionally or paint traditionally or whatever growing up was to see them like prep their materials too, not just like start. So I thought, as I was like getting ready, I was like, oh, okay, well I can put my ink. And then I was like, well, it'd be kind of cool to do that on stream. Is that silly? Kind of. Like you guys need to see an eyedropper. Let me see where did I put this. Too many things. My traditional supplies are clashing with my digital supplies. I just don't want that to get ink all over. Oh, the cool thing is this weekend too, I got a few more supplies. I did get, I got my clear ruler. I went to Daiso. Do you guys know Daiso? It's basically like a Japanese like anything store. Like you can find any supply there. School supplies, you can find housewares, whatever. I bought this thing from Daiso. I bought a couple other things from Daiso. But yeah, I found this clear ruler there, super cheap. And I also bought a circle template, which I used when I was penciling this, and I will use when I'm inking it as well. So cool little circle template there. A few other straight edges. They have all sorts of straight edges. They have like, as Japanese supply stores do, they have like cute little cases that all things belong. So just different straight edges here, like a clear ruler, a triangle, which I'm sure I'll use sometime, a different angle triangle, even a protractor. I don't know if this is technically a protractor, but you know, to show like curves and the angle of a circle. And it has this cute little case that it fits in. They all fit in. Also super cheap. The fun thing about Daiso is like everything is basically one set price unless they list it. Unless there's a special listing of like, oh, or something is more expensive than what. I got another clear ruler. Oh, so the set price there right now is $1.75. It's almost like a dollar store. This other clear ruler, which has a metal edge here, so it's more for like cutting, which was kind of cool. I went ruler crazy. And then they had these brushes here, which I haven't tried out any of them. I'll probably try them out for like less precise inking, but like maybe thicker things or filling in black lines. This was only $1.75 too. So pretty cool. I just try a bunch of things out at Daiso. You never know what you're going to find. You pronounce it as lei, which refers to multiple. Yeah, I know a little bit. Oh yeah, maybe I'm too much of a like a Les Miserables guy. That's the only lei I know. So yes, I'm probably pronouncing it all wrong. La Chat Ninja. Maybe. I'm always saying bonsoir, bonne nuit, au revoir. That was obvious. I see. Gotcha. Yay, ruler. Yay, ruler. Ich kann ein bisschen Deutsch sprechen. I speak a little German? Is that what that means, Comrade Sammy? I know you throw out the Wiedersehen there. Yay, circle template. You tried a Pentel pocket brush yet? I don't know if I've tried the exact brand of Pentel. I got a whole bunch of different brush pens. This is like some sort of Japanese brand. I don't know if I've tried the Pentel. I know that one is a popular one. This one's a mangaka. That was recommended by Kuretake is the brand on this one. That one's recommended. A lei pen. These are pretty neat. Drawing pen. But I don't know if I've tried the brand Pentel pocket brush. I should. I know a lot of people like use brush pens that just have the set ink in them as opposed to using an actual brush. I'm kind of determined to use the actual brush that you dip in ink. We'll see how long that lasts, but I love that process. I love the whole process of dipping in ink. And let me adjust my mic so I'm not like reaching out underneath all these supplies. So yeah, but I will try the Pentel pocket brush one of these days. All right, where am I going to start to? I'm so, like, I want to hit this guy's nose. That's one of the favorite places that I want to start. So I think I'm going to start in this panel. Yay, Q case. Emo, did you take French? Tried Duolingo for a few months, and now I'm signed up to take an online French course for one of my electives. Nice! French, I would love to learn French. Yes, it means I speak a little German. Awesome. Daiso in Korea means we have everything. Oh, is it Korean? Is it a Korean brand? I thought it was a Japanese. That tracks, though. We have everything, because that's kind of how that store is. I mean, usually if I'm looking for some sort of tchotchke house supply or something, I'm going to Daiso first for the cheaper option. And then if I can't... Like, I actually found a pencil... it wasn't a brush holder this last trip. It wasn't a brush holder. It was it's meant to hold your colored pencils. But I was like, oh, that could work for brushes. But it didn't. But I only paid $1.75 for it, so I just chucked it. I was like, oh, well, it was worth a try. I speak some German also, but I don't write it. Oh, cool. Was that because did you take it in school, German? I took Latin in school, which serves me no purpose now in life, grown up. I took 5 years of Latin actually. It helped with my vocabulary, I think. And I loved Greek mythology, and so we studied a lot of mythology in that, but yeah, couldn't speak it. Welcome to the foreign language stream. There we go. It's always something. All right, I'm going to load up my brush here. I am going to try and get my point. Beautiful Winsor Newton point here. Let's go, let's go, let's do this. I'm always nervous putting the first mark, but... And I only did one printout of this. I did a couple the last time I did the Mike Zeck one, but I only did a couple this time. I mean, I only did one printout of this. So if I screw it up, I'm going to stop the stream and go back to Kinko's and print another one. Yeah, the other thing I got to do this weekend was work on those. Give myself a little bit more light here. Work on those. I did a sound effect, that K-pop sound effect, and I also worked on one for Shant. Sorry, let me just. Hopefully my mic is not. Is this the mic? Yeah, I don't want that to show up in stream. Maybe I'll zoom in too. Just so, you, oops, not brightness. What am I doing? There we go. All right, I already feel like I forgot how to do all this, guys. I'm like, what am I doing? I don't know how to use a brush. I feel like I need to hold this. It's weird. I need to hold this container in my left hand to give me some sort of like mental balance. I don't know what's going on. But when I see these thick to thin areas, man, that just makes me like salivate a little bit of like, I want to ink that. Funny, speaking of our last conversation where I was talking about wearing reading glasses and going to the eye doctor and stuff, I can feel it as I'm trying to lean in here. My eyes going, meh, maybe you should back up a little bit. Getting old. I know I was talking about, I think I was talking with Cranberry Langers on last stream about started reading Batman Hush, the Jim Lee, Jeff Loeb series that he produced in the 2000s. Never read it before, but it's like one of Jim Lee's most popular DC works. And I'm like 3 or 4 issues in, and it's not doing it for me. It's really dragging out long, and I have this feeling because I haven't been a big fan of Jeff Loeb's writing. Even though he's one of those super popular writers, comic book writers. But I've never been like, yeah, Jeff Loeb story. Like, I'm more like that with like Chris Claremont. If I had to think of like a more recent writer like Jeff Johns, I do like his writing a lot with all the Ghost Machine stuff he's doing and his previous work on DC. Like, his kind of writing is the kind of writing like is just page turner writing. So as I started reading Hush, I was like, okay, this is the part where it's gonna get good, right? This is like, and Jim Lee's art's great and cool characters, doing this whole love story between him and Batman and Catwoman, which is a familiar plot point, but want to see Jim Lee draw it. They have this new character who I'm already, like I said, 3 or 4 issues in, and they haven't even explained who this character really is. I have a hunch I know who he is. I don't know if you guys have read Hush. But yeah, it's just kind of dragging out now, and I find myself like dozing off as I'm reading it, which is not a good sign for any story. But I don't know, I'll keep going. The artwork's really good. Jim Lee, Scott Williams. Look at that. Inks. Oh, I love the inking process. Mark's Music Obsession said he used to also speak some Russian, but I've forgotten most of all of it. Only remember a couple of phrases. Das Vidanya. I only know like a lot of my foreign language phrases come from comic books. Because like specifically the X-Men, like Nightcrawler was German, so I would pick up, like as a kid I would pick up like mein Freund, or what else would he say? And then for Russian it was Colossus, and when we would like play pretend in the schoolyard, it would be like, I don't even know how to pronounce it properly, but when Colossus would get surprised, he'd be like, Bourgie moi. I don't even know. That's a horrible pronunciation. Or Das Vidanya. That and like Street Fighter. Street Fighter, you'd get some foreign language bits in there too. Mr. Monkey Boy says, I know all the bad words. Yeah, those come easily. I can mostly read and write what I do understand. Listening comprehension is a different story. Yeah, languages are not easy, and especially the later you try and learn them, the harder it is, because your brain's not as soft. The folds of your brain are not as soft. Let me see. Just want to make sure when I lean down, you guys are not seeing just the top of my hair. Now I just want to tussle his hair. I can't really listen that well, but I've learned I have a little issue pronouncing words, apparently. Tussle the artist's hair or my hair? Is my hair getting in the... I don't like it when my hair gets in the frame. It might be. It makes me self-conscious. Is like, do I have a bald spot? You seeing all my white hair? Probably, is it combed properly? There have been a few streams, guys. You haven't let me know that my hair looked bad. So as much as I care whether or not you can hear on the stream, you also have to let me know if my hair looks bad. All right. Ooh, that felt nice. It's like that one. I gotta get better at that, like that one stroke, thick, thin. I think I'll leave a little bit more light here. Winsor Newton's behaving today. Really nice point on the brush. One thing I've been meaning to get is one of those grips so it's thicker here, because this is quite a thin thin barrel to the brush, whatever the terminology is. So there's a store in the a comic book store in the East Bay, across the Bay Bridge, called Dr. Comics and Mr. Games. And one of the stores that I visited in San Luis Obispo, which is another town south of where I am, is called Dr. Kane's. You guys saw the trailer before this stream. And Dr. Kane's had the same owner, actually, of Dr. Comics and Mr. Games, but I think he retired in San Luis Obispo. So he opened that store called Dr. Kane's, and I got to visit it. But anyway, one of the stores I do want to visit and do a video on in the future, near future, is Dr. Comics and Mr. Games in the East Bay, because it's a great store. It's really big, great inventory, and I've been there multiple times. And I almost went this weekend because one of my friends, I guess I can fix that. One of my friend's sons had a launch party there for his first graphic novel. What was it called? I don't even know what it was called. Was it called Egghead or Golden Egg or something like that? But yeah, he had a launch party this weekend, and I really wanted to try and make it, but I didn't get to. And he's going to college. He's quite young. But it's just awesome that, and I think he works there too. Like, just like as a works for the comic book shop. So that's how he was able to arrange having a signing there or a launch party there. But I don't know anything about his book, but I know he's always been an artist as a little kid, and I wanted to try and support him, but I couldn't make it out there. I'm gonna have to go back and run some white over this eyeball. I just gave him like some heavy eyeliner. Ah, my headphones keep hitting the paper, which is a little distracting. Yeah, I have to go back in and do some white fix on this eye, but that's okay. Let's keep going. I'm definitely gonna have to do some white out hairlines on this guy's hair because his hair is predominantly black. So I'll have to do some white drawing in. San Luis Pepto-Bismol. Yeah, yeah. It's a little hard to pronounce. I had a hard time pronouncing that place before I knew what it was. We aren't the Romanian Olympic judge giving out sixes. Yeah. That I think I'd mentioned this last stream or last inking stream or whatever, but definitely when you ink following the curvature of your wrist or the natural bend of your wrist is a lot easier, get a nicer line, a steadier line, as opposed to going against it. And like if I ink this way, it kind of gets jaggedy. And so whether that means turning my page or just knowing where to start my line is super important. Comrade Sammy, I was this close to getting trying to get some Fat Rap music on, background music. But I know that it's copyright. It's okay, like, to do it as long as you give credit, which I have no problem doing that. But I got a little gun shy because I'm like, what if it strikes the whole stream? Like, I wish there was a way to double check and make sure. So I got to do a little bit more research on that to make sure I'm not doing anything wrong. Like, I even got a little gun shy on the sound effects. Because the last thing I want to do is like just have like a 10-second sound effect cause my whole stream or channel to get struck. But maybe I'm a little paranoid. It's a very satisfying bushy eyebrow to ink. And I don't know what tools the original inker used, John Beatty used on these pages. Feels like it was like a pen. Feels less of a brush and more of a pen. I could be totally wrong on that, but I'm going to try and do as much with a brush as I can. Which might mean some of my lines are not going to be as uniform as his, but it's okay. Speedrun carpal tunnel there, maybe. I don't want to. I mean, that's one of the things that Sean tells me a lot, actually, when we're just talking about, you know, producing art and building the YouTube channels or whatever. He always tells me, he always challenges me. He's like, you're not getting any younger, and you're not going to be able to do this forever. So you might as well do this now while you can, while you're still able to hold the brush. Have a steady hand, because that's not guaranteed. I don't know what I'll do if my hands start like shaking. That would be frightening. Same with my eyes. Like, I don't know what I would do. I know it's like that for musicians as well. Musicians, artists, visual artists. It's so frightening to lose the ability to do what you love, do what you're good at. There was this one interview I watched recently on YouTube. It was a comic book artist by the name of Nate Powell, and I can't remember the name of his comics that he's done off the top of my head. He's not a mainstream comic artist. He does more indie stuff, not superhero books. But he's good, and he does it traditionally. And oh yeah, I cheated this arm a little bit. I remember now when I was penciling it. But he was just saying how, like, similar observation of, like, you know, some days he'll be drawing so much, and he's done quite a few books, and he's just like, you know, some days my hand will cramp up, and I realize, like, this is my livelihood. Just this one hand and my eyes is my livelihood. And so trying to take care of it as best as he can. But also be realistic about the fact that, like, you're not going to have this ability forever. Cool. Where's the undo? Alan Lau, where is the undo button? I don't know. If you find it, let me know. Let me know. How you doing, friend? Undo's for wimps. Undo is like old school undo is tearing up the sheet of paper and starting all over again. That's undo. Whew. Winsor Newton, you beauty. I'm loving it. You're really behaving today. I will definitely be doing like the 5 o'clock shadow, all those hairs. I'll be doing those with the technical pen, similar how I did it on the Mike Zeck page, the like hairy chested inmate. I'll be doing that all with the technical pen because it's way easier than with a brush. Love it. I actually haven't. I don't know if you guys remember when I first started the first inks on the Zach page. I was telling you guys that the ink I'm trying right now is the Winsor Newton ink, Black India ink. And the big reason why I got that was just the bottle, the shape of the bottle. People had recommended the shape of the bottle. But I was waiting for the Kohinoor ink, which a lot of professional inkers use. And mine still hasn't come. I ordered that like 2 or 3 weeks ago and it still hasn't come. It's supposed to come this week. I don't know. Maybe it's backlogged. But yeah, that's why I'm still using the Winsor Newton ink right now. And it's nice. It's good. I'm just curious to see if there's a I'll feel a main difference between this ink and the Kohinoor. All right, should I go to the top of the head? This way. I am going to try and post some YouTube shorts, maybe a YouTube short later today, because right now I'm at 294 subscribers, which is pretty awesome. That's 6 to 300. So got a few more this weekend. I think I got a boost of eyeballs on my channel because the amazing Eric Canete reposted my X post about doing this master study. Amazingly enough, I don't know him personally, but I love his work, and he's an incredible artist, has worked in the business for a long time, worked in animation, worked in comics, and just has a phenomenal style. He's just such a great artist. He's worked with some of the best in the business. And yeah, he reposted that I did a post like, oh, I'm doing this Michael Golden study, and he reposted it. And so got some extra eyeballs on my channel. So I think that helped to give me a little bit of boost of followers. And so yeah, we're like 6 away from, is it 6? 6 away, if my math is correctly, 6 away from 300. I think I was at 150 maybe like 4 or 5 months ago, if I calculate that correctly. So like 30 a month, 30 followers a month. I mean, it's a slow burn, yes, but I'm So grateful for any progress. All right, so I cheated that hand. There's a little bit of gap I missed. I think I'm just going to have to... let me just do this hand first. The beautiful thing about this Winsor Newton brush is it holds a lot of ink. I'm not having to reload it that much, but it doesn't like all come out at once. You know, like some tools, you want to load it up with a lot of ink. Like I've done this with nibs before, where you're like, oh, I need more, and I need this like long line or whatever, but then it'll blob up on it. It's not meant to hold that much. Nibs definitely aren't, and then it'll like drop a huge blob on your page if you're not careful. I've had that happen before. So it's really beautiful how well this Winsor Newton, specifically today, it's acting really nice. It's behaving, but it's holding a lot of ink, and it's also keep maintaining its like great point for super thin lines here. You guys know how I love me the like dimensional fingernails. They add so much. Oh, couple link recommendations. Mark's Music Obsession. There was this one YouTube channel. Hold on, let me finish this hand, and then I will take a break and look it up. But I believe the YouTube channel is called Golden Sound. I think that was it. But he was the one that I thought of, that I saw just kind of pop up on my feed. And it made me think of you, Mark, because he reviews audio equipment, but he does it in such a way that's like, he films it beautifully, and I think it's Golden Sound. So if that is the channel, and I'll double check here in a moment. You should check him out. I don't know if he's legit. I don't know if he's good, but seems like it from me, a layperson. And I just like how he filmed his content. And then another website I discovered this weekend. Sorry, I had to make a weird shape of my mouth to get that line down. Was a comic book review channel called Read Your Comics. I don't know if any of you guys subscribe to that channel, but how did I run across this channel? What was he reviewing? He reviewed something that, oh, I know. He reviewed Kelly Jones and Matt Wagner just did a Kickstarter, which I did not back. I was a little hesitant on backing it, but now that I saw this guy's review, I was like, okay, I'm going to try and pick it up, because I guess that book now will be released not through Kickstarter. I mean, the Kickstarter's over, but I think I think Dark Horse maybe is releasing the book, like a more widely distributed version of the book. But he did a Dracula book. Kelly Jones and Matt Wagner wrote it, and Kelly Jones did the art. And I like both of those guys, but I was a little hesitant because I'm like, I'm not a huge Dracula fan. Again, part of that horror genre. And there's been a million Dracula books coming out in the past. So I was like, yeah, well, I'll pass. But then this guy did such a great review on it, and he was flipping through the book, and it looked amazing. It looked like really incredible Kelly Jones stuff, which kind of convinced me of like, okay, that looks like it's worth it to get. But I so appreciated his review because it reminded me a lot of the things that I notice and try and talk about in my reviews. So it was like, wow, that's exactly what I would have said about that. So I started watching more of his channel of other things that he reviewed, and he did a review on Jose Ladron and that Cable book that well, it was like an issue out of that trade paperback that I just recently got. And he talks about Ladron's artwork, how it's like Kirby inspired and blah blah blah, and I was like, wow. And I don't know, there was just something about how he was approaching his reviews that really resonated with me. So I totally subscribed to his channel. I was like, this is great. But I don't know, in the future I would love to like do a dual review with that guy, because I feel like we kind of see and talk about very similar things in how we review a book. It's just so fascinating. I don't think he's an artist himself. I think he just reviews comics. But it was really cool. Just really cool to run across this book. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to cut this a little thinner. Or I can just overlap that arm. I don't want to make the arm look too thin. Let me think about that. All right, let me catch up here. Let's see. I was unaware that X is a magical place. It is. I've been advertised a graphic novel of the entire Constitution. My wallet has never been in greater jeopardy. That's cool. I hope it's cool. If you have a link for it, I'd love to know what that book is. Emo Trash, if you can find it. Give me Liberty or a pretty doodle book. No fancy computer with a pen and ink. Rocky, been watching your Michael Goldberg. It's awesome. Love it. I have all the names. Hey, KSS. How awesome. You know what, KSS? I just realized I haven't seen you in a while. And it's so good to see you here again. And thank you so much for saying that. You have all the NAMs. That's great. I think I have all the Michael Golden ones. I'm pretty sure I do. At least in black and white format through the NAM magazines. But so good to see you here, man. I had mentioned last stream that I was rewatching some of my older streams, that just kind of reminiscing and looking at what I was talking about and what worked, what didn't work. And you were in some of the early ones, KSSS, of I think in the French one that I had, the one going over the bande dessinée and stuff. So it's good to see you here. Happy birthday, KSSS. Okay, got my ham salad. Just to make sure. Ham salad? Yep. Do a 24-hour stream as celebration for 300. You won't be tired at all. Wow, a 24-hour stream. I have not watched some of those, but I've seen like snippets of some people's 24-hour streams. And I don't think I could do it. I think they include like the person like passed out on a couch. Or you have to have, I feel like you have to have like a whole party. Like you have to have a bunch of people there so that they can take the baton and you can take a break. But when I was first starting off this YouTube thing, one of my good friends who has a huge channel I was asking him to like send me some comps of like, okay, what are, different comps of people that are successful in his space. And his space is more the like back end engineering, like programming kind of world. And he sent me this one stream, a link to this stream, and it was a 24-hour stream of this guy doing programming challenges. I don't even know what it was. I didn't even get it. But it was 24 hours, and it looked like the worst stream I had ever seen in my life. It was really bad. Like, it was just, there was no technical quality to it. The camera angle was gross. Like, you could see his unmade bed in the background. He had like Slurpee cups and pizza boxes all over, and he looked kind of like a slob on stream. And so I watched it, and I'm like, I don't get this. Like, what is this? Why is this popular? And it had huge numbers, like huge numbers. The streamer himself, I think he had like 500,000 subscribers or something crazy like that. And I was like, I don't get it. And I asked my friend, I'm like, I really don't understand this. And he was like, you got to know your audience. And he's like, and this is what and he is in the same audience as this particular stream that he sent me. He was like, you got to know your audience, and this is what they wanted to see. So yeah, it baffled my mind. I just knew at that moment, like, that's not my audience, because that's definitely not what I wanted to see. But yeah, who knows? You just don't know. But a 24-hour stream, I don't even know what I would do in a 24-hour stream other than half of the time fall asleep. I'd probably need a lot of coffee. I could see myself doing a 24-hour stream if I was in college, maybe, and I didn't have any other responsibilities. But with a family and yeah, all the responsibilities of regular job, yeah, it would be, I have no idea how I would pull that off. That would be amazing though, but I don't know how I would pull that off. It'd be pretty epic. I'm open to suggestions, people. I think somebody last stream said, oh, why don't you draw somebody's original creation or something? Maybe. That could be kind of cool. Well, that could also be, that could also backfire. I got to figure out a solution soon because that's coming up. Like, if I can plan it properly, usually when I do YouTube shorts, and if particular YouTube short connects with the algorithm or the audience, I can get followers from that, like new followers from that, new subscribers from that. The one of the last few YouTube shorts that I did was, oh, that Black Widow issue, that new Black Widow Venom crossover. And I didn't do anything different with my other YouTube shorts than I did with that one. Just kind of the same formula, same format. Posted it at a similar time that I usually had posted my other ones. And that one got huge numbers. It got like 10,000, huge for me, 10,000 views. I don't know how many likes. And I got a few followers from that one too, so it's pretty awesome. But then I did one, the last one I did was of, what was the book? I think it was of the Gotchaman Ken one shot, and that one did okay. It was alright. It did like average, a few hundred viewers. But yeah, the other one was like 10,000. I was like, wow. And it just kept going up and up and up and up and up. You never know. Never know what clicks. I love Kanete's bald head. Yes. You going to stream over Uh-oh, you going to stream over Ink Pulp podcast? No, I would never. Not consciously. I do love their podcast. They've got a great podcast. Him and Sean Crystal and Mateus Bergara is the last name. Am I saying that right? Yeah, they've got a great stream. Really fun. I think it's because there's 3 of them too. But the stuff they talk about and just the body of work between the 3 of them is amazing. I am definitely subscribed to Ink Pulp podcasts and recommend you guys do too if you love insider comic discussion. They get some great guests on there too. They've had Mark Miller on there because I think at least 2 of them have worked with Mark on his books. Eric Canete worked with Mark Miller on... Okay, I'm blanking now. Somebody look it up. Yeah, he worked with Mark Miller before on his book, on one of his books, and I know Mateus worked on something with him too. Yeah. Gosh, I'm gonna put these headphones behind my head because that wire keeps hitting the page. It's very obnoxious. We didn't have that problem the first time. Ferris Comics is in the house. How you doing, Ferris Comics? Good to see you. Mark's Music Obsession. I watch several review channels for equipment. Some I like more than others. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it just depends on what it is you're looking for. I have no idea as far as like music equipment, Mark, like what you are looking for or what kind of you are looking for. But I did see that one and I thought of you just because of I like the quality of how he produced the stuff. So it just reminded me of you. Is Rocky falling victim to the good old trick of literally mimicking the expression? Yes, I do that all the time. I'll make all sorts of sound effects too. Like if there's somebody shooting, I'll do a whole bunch of like while I'm drawing. So yes, that's definitely me. KSSS says, I'm a Dracula fan, especially when it's pointed out that the Texan was the real hero of the story. More Tammy D. What's up, Tammy D? That's gonna go down as like a great moment in Shanth chat history when we were talking about that. Shanth, for those of you who don't know, Shanth shared this story of, I don't think he was talking about his kid. I think he was talking about just like some little kid that he observed that like shoved pizza in his mouth. Was it at a Chuck E. Cheese? I don't even remember the whole story. But shoved pizza in his mouth. And he said before the kid was even done chewing, he went up to his parents and was like, more. And to Sean's point is like, you know, that's kind of we see a lot of younger generation. I think we just say younger generation because we're getting older, but like this kind of lack of respect and entitlement of, hey, just give me what I want, give it to me now. I don't even know what I have. I'm just kind of shoveling it all in my mouth. So anyway, we had a good fun with that in his chat, and I kept repeating it over and over again. More, Sean, give us more. Haldo. What's up, Cranberry Langers? Haldo to you too.
This is a cranberry full of power.
It's good to see you. Everybody's saying hello to Tammy D and Cranberry Langers. KSSS says, if I can't catch all of the lime trees, I got to spend time at work and with that pesky family. But I try to go back and watch. Thank you, KSSS. I appreciate it. Any chance that you enjoy the content that I'm producing, I love it. And thank you for letting me know too. And it's great to have you here live. It's awesome. It's really awesome to have you back. Have you back in the fold. KSSS, you are not a mod? You were here at the beginning. Okay, we gotta rectify that like now. 1 second. Gotta open up my YouTube window. KSSS has gotta be a mod here because I know he's putting the time on this channel. Here we go, KSSS. I think that worked. Double check. Make sure that worked for you. Welcome to the mod squad. I thought you were already part of the mod squad, but whatever. Welcome. And happy birthday. Your audience just stays up past the witching hour every night. I guess so. We'll be here to keep you awake. Yeah, you know what I would have to do, and I know we're talking about like going back to the conversation of the 24-hour stream. You know what we'd have to do is I'd have to turn on my I have the option to turn on the notifications on the chat, like the chat notification. So when somebody comments and it goes bloop bloop or whatever, it'll make a sound. And I used to have that when I first started streaming. I didn't realize you could turn it off because then it got really distracting. But I'd have to turn that back on if we did a 24-hour stream, because if I fell asleep and you guys were chatting, I'd need that sound cue to let me know, like, hey, wake up. Otherwise, you'd just be chatting and I wouldn't even know. Like now. Shoop. And shoop. I tell you what, this Winsor Newton, she's doing me proud today. Really nice lines. Cranberry Langer says, I might lurk. My head is killing me. Oh, geez. Maybe you need a nap like K-pop. She was taking a nap. Farrah's Comic says, I've been thinking about getting those Gotchaman books. So I only got the Ken one. And I got that one because I knew that artist. I've seen her work before. Cross paths with her professionally before. Her name's Mindy Lee, and I like her art a lot. It's very animated style. I didn't really like the book, to be honest. The writing wasn't that great. The coloring really wasn't that great. The coloring actually kinda didn't work for me most of the time in that book. It was really overly complicated, and yeah, just it took away from the art. And I don't think I'm pretty sure Mindy Lee was not her own colorist on that book. I think it was somebody else. So yeah, and then and it was a one shot, so it really didn't go anywhere. It's just kind of, it's almost like watching the story is the setup, the plot is very similar to the Hunger Games, which could be cool, but yeah, I got confused when I was reading it, and so yeah, I haven't picked up any of the other Gotcha Man stuff that has come out. There's been a whole slew of remakes, right? Starting with Transformers, and then the GI Joe part of the GI Joe remake with the Energon universe, and then there was Thundercats. You guys all know, like, I've been talking about these things ad nauseum on my Wednesday comics. But Thundercats, I kind of fell off, even though I really, really love Declan Shalvey. I love him more as a writer, a creator artist, as opposed to just a writer. I think he's a good writer. But yeah, I just didn't like the tone of the new Thundercats. Maybe it's better. I only lasted through 3 or 4 issues. So but I haven't kept up with Thundercats. And then I know they did the Gotcha Man stuff. I saw like Biker Mice from Mars has a reboot. Like all sorts of crazy things are being rebooted. And I think honestly it started with the Transformers Energon universe stuff, which that in my opinion is the right way to do a reboot. Thanks to Daniel Warren Johnson and Robert Kirkman. But that just like totally hit all the right buttons for nostalgia and like honoring the original property, but at the same time like giving it a fresh take. They've been writing that balance really well in that book. G.I. Joe, I didn't. No, that's wrong. Scarlet has been okay. Duke was excellent. Cobra Commander was really good. I did not pick up Destro. And then they're coming out with a totally new, a revamp of G.I. Joe. That's kind of the next step in the Energon universe. And that one is going to be drawn by the same guy who did the Duke book, Tom Riley. And he's great. I think same writer too, probably. Joshua Joshua Williamson. I think he's the same writer on this new G.I. Joe that's coming out. I saw it coming. I saw it in the announcement, so I'm really excited about that because it's going to be bigger than just Duke. It's going to be the whole team. So yeah, doing like reboots, I mean, as you guys know, as consumers of entertainment and media, it's a fine line to be able to honor what's been done before, keep this old fans and find new fans. That ink dries pretty fast, huh, Rocky? It does, which is nice and really flat. So yeah, it doesn't. My hand's not like smearing over it. So that's a big deal for inking, like finding the right ink that does that. It's also kind of knowing where where you just laid down the last stroke and making sure you're not running your hand over it. I see a lot of people who not only do traditional art but digital art. They wear those like white gloves so that your like sweaty palms don't get on the artwork. But I've never gotten that. I always feel like it hinders the feeling for me, like as like unhindered as I can with my tool and my hands, the better for me. Feel better, Cranberry. Remember to stay hydrated. Yes, stay hydrated. I always tell that to my kids. They like get upset at me because I'm always like, just drink more water. Like that's my solution to everything. It's such a dad thing. Just drink more water. But it really does solve a lot of the problems. Headaches. I mean, depending. Usually the headaches are like because they're dehydrated or, yeah, headaches or like all sorts of stuff. Hydration's important. What time are we at? 3 o'clock. All right. Making good time. Probably can go for another hour, hour and a half. We'll see. Canete worked on Chrono. Thank you, Mr. Monkey Boy 1969. Yes, Chrononauts. That was the name of the book. That was cool. I actually never read. I don't think I read that Canete book or that book in general, but I did. I did become familiar with the property during the whole crossover event that Mark Miller just did with the big game. So those characters were a kind of a key point in the plot. The Connect, when I was first exposed to, I gotta make this nose a little sharper. I gotta go back out and white out. When I was first exposed to Eric Canete's work, he was working on some Wildstorm stuff. It was like back during the Image days. And then he worked on Marvel stuff like an Iron Man book that I picked up. I actually have that out. Then he did another graphic novel that was like, oh man, all the names. He did the Mandarin book. He did... Oh my gosh. Am I totally blanking on this? I want to say the graphic novel was like kill, love, something. It was like three verbs, like kill, something, something. But and then I got familiar with his work in animation because he worked on this show called Tron. It was a Tron animated show that Disney put out. And one of my friends was the main character designer on that. His name is Robert Valley. I've talked about him before on stream. Wow, I just botched that. Gonna have to some corrections here. But yeah, he worked with Robert Valley on the Tron show. I think Canete was doing storyboards at that point, probably designs as well. But then he also worked on Aeon Flux, and I think that's probably where he met Robert Valley, because Robert Valley also worked on Aeon Flux. So yeah, he's worked with some crazy, incredible talent, and Eric Canete's work has so much energy in it. So dynamic. It's like just bursting with energy. There's no static image that he creates. And his character designs are amazing. And then he's just constantly, like, he cranks out his work. Super inspiring. It's like just a consistent level of amazing. Boy, I totally cheated this. So now I'm like trying to parse out, like, how did I cheat this? I think I did this. And then just kind of this. I'm going to make this part up because I think I cheated some of this. I think I have one of Eric Canete's sketchbooks too from a convention. I'll have to look for that in a second. It's not totally accurate to the original, but that's okay. We're just kind of going with it. I think what happened here was I penciled it a little too big. You guys recall, it seems like my eyeball to hand ratio is like 15% off. So I drew it a little bit bigger, and because I drew it bigger, I ran out of space for some of these folds. So I'm just merging some areas together. Hopefully it's not super noticeable. But just don't tell anybody. Let's not let anybody know if they're looking for an exact replica. Well, now I'm getting to the point where I gotta do this hand. Strangely often that people refer to someone else on stream that has the same name as myself, and when I'm not paying attention, I get slightly scared. Oh, because like your real name? Lick the like for our friend the groomsman. Thank you, Mr. Monkey Boy. Chuck E. Cheese is still open? I think so. Some places. Awesome one.
Yes, that's awesome.
Now the party can start. Awesome one. Send in the clowns? I guess so. I know exactly that song. Chuck E. Cheese does exist. They no longer have animatronics. Instead, it's multiple screens. Yeah, Chuck E. Cheese. I used to spend so much time at Chuck E. Cheese when I was a kid. But then, as I became a parent, I realized like how crazy that place really is. How dangerous that place is, how frightening that place is. A lot of fun as a kid, though. All right, should I deal with that hand now? Let's see, that. Yeah. That. Yeah, we do this stubble with a brush. Wow, that's cool. That's coming along. John is on Gothics. He lost interest in Rocky. Don't say that. KSS says I'm a mod at heart. He's a mod now. Wow, I'm really behind. Skip it. Let me skip all the. Let's see. Chuck E. Cheese. Best birthday gift ever. Wow, I'm really behind. Happy birthday. Excuse me. This audience member goes to bed as early as a 90-year-old, but I do get up as early as well. Maybe you could if I did a 24-hour stream, Mark, you would be on like both halves, like the beginning and the end of the stream. Who needs in real life friends? Sorry. On the interwebs, I can just turn the computer on and off when I feel like socializing. That's true. That's true. I think there's definitely that aspect of it. It's like you're not forced into a situation that makes you uncomfortable because you kind of control how much you do and do not want to be involved. That definitely works for intro. I'm very much an introvert for most situations. I'm introverted, and I think a lot of artists are. Am I gonna cut it? Yeah, I think I'm just gonna follow my blue line here, and then go back and white out that part of the arm that crosses over. It's really satisfying when just a slight additional pressure creates that thick line. I think that's why people rave about this particular brush. I just gotta figure out to make sure I do it in the right direction. Especially when it comes to like the hatch marks, that's always something that I'm always messing up. All right, cool. Let's see there. We'll connect this. What kind of business is going on here? Just gonna make that up. And this. That. This came down. Mm-hmm. Nice. All right. Cool. Okay, let me catch up. I'm way late here. Next masterclass we do Garfield. Jason Bascom, Unhinged, did a Garfield. Did I tell you guys that? It was pretty awesome. I remember as a kid, I would be drawing Garfield like over and over and over, trying to get that formula right for Garfield. Who didn't? It was Garfield, then it was like Bart Simpson, Kilroy. Just try and repeat over and over and over and over and try and get it so that you can always draw it on your friends' notebooks and stuff. Hey, Katie, how are you? Good morning. Is it good morning? How are you doing? KSSS says, I'm working hard to get people to talk about Hillbilly by Eric Powell. It was late. I was late to this series, but I love it. I'm going to have to look that up. I think you mentioned that last stream. So let me write that down before I forget. Hillbilly. There are a few books coming out this week already. I think like the new... I'll find out more tomorrow. But the new... There's a new Greg Capullo book coming out. I think it's called Wolverine Revenge. I'm kind of interested in. Ever since Greg Capullo got hired by Marvel, everybody's been wondering like, what is he? Because he was on Batman for the longest time. So everybody's wondering like, what is he gonna do for Marvel? What's it? And so the fact that he's working on a Wolverine book is pretty awesome. So yeah, I'm interested in that. Thought something else that I was really looking forward to is coming out, but I have to check. I'll know more tomorrow. Tomorrow is usually when I find out what is coming out that I want to get. How are you doing, Katie? Let's see. Cranberry Langers he's now going to drink water. See, he took our advice, guys. Let's see. You got to drink a lot of water, though, but we'll see if it helps. Mark, did you just get a piece from Katie? Is that what happened? That's awesome. I think it'll be my first framed piece. I hope you send me a photo. That'd be awesome. You got something from Katie? Katie, are you selling stuff? Everybody check out Katie's channel. I know she does different kinds of art. But yeah, that'd be awesome. That's really awesome if you got something from her. Let's honor your father and mother so that you may live long in the land the Lord your God is giving you. That's a good quote there. Good advice. Good verse. So drink more water. Cooking chicken. There's the chicken for Emo Trash. Let's see. He talked about his wild... Yes, I saw that episode. Kill, Love, Kill. Thank you, Mr. Monkey Boy. Oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you for being my brain today. Yes, Kill, Love, Kill. That's right. I got that series. And then the Mandarin series. There was something else that I have of Kanete's. And then, yeah, Chrononauts. And then, obviously, his original book that he's working on. I don't know if he's doing that full-time. You guys can check it out. But he's... it's amazing. And, yeah... He's doing that all on his own, all independently. He's a monster. When I was a kid, I remember my brother didn't like Golden's art in the Nam. Said it looked too much like classic Disney-style faces. Personally, I dug it. There is Tron Uprising. Thank you, Mr. Monkey. I'm going to give you another one.
How do you say monkey in French?
Thank you, Mr. Monkey Boy. Yes, Tron Uprising. Great series. I think it was ahead of its time. Like Disney had no idea what to do with that show, but it had so much talent. Not only Robert Valley on character designs, Eric Canete on storyboards. One of my buddies, his name's Heiko Dredgenberg. He was a storyboard artist on it too. But it also had Alberto Mieglo was the art director. I think that was the first big show that he was art director on, and he's the guy that the whole Spider-Verse movie. He was the one who was he started that whole style. Like that whole movie was based off of his style. He ended up not staying on the movie. I think there was some bad blood that happened there between what Sony wanted to do and what he wanted to do. But if you look at the art of the Spider-Verse books, his stuff is all throughout. And he really established that style. But he was the art director on Tron Uprising. So it was a powerhouse team. Anyway, going back to what KSS is saying, Yes, I think that Golden has a lot of like expression in his stuff that was very different than what was the popular styles at the time or popular comic styles at the time. But I that's what I love so much about his work, and I don't know if it's also because I love animation, and so that comment that it was like kind of Disney, maybe, I don't know. But I think his ability to do both cartoony and realism and to exaggerate that was really amazing. And it influenced Arthur Adams, Todd McFarlane, Jason Pearson. So many artists were influenced by Golden's work. So yeah, it's not just us. Wish he would finish bringing Arc Athena. This is Kanete's original book. I think he's working on book 4 right now. Is it book 3 or book 4 on that? It's crazy how fast he's cranked that stuff out. I think in one of whatever the latest book is, it's like being colored right now. From if I'm following the news properly. All right, give me a second. I think I gotta clean my water out. I will be right back. 1 second. Cranberry Langers had to drink some water. I gotta clean my water. Gotta make sure you don't confuse those two. That would be bad. All right, my stuff is getting in. I have an original art piece sitting to my right of Kanete or Golden. Both would be amazing. But oh wait, do I have that Kanete book? Let me look while I was up. Okay, I don't have the sketchbook. I think it's in my other box, which is in my garage. But this was this is the stuff I do have reachable, is some Kanete artwork. But I mean, this was 2007. That's just all like very dynamic, sketchy, and like I think he just works really fast. So cool. It's great Iron Man too. I love the Iron Man, this version of Iron Man suit where the like fins kind of come out a little bit. It's not flush against his face. It's really rad. This was a 6-issue series in 2007. Like just super dynamic. Yeah, it was great. See, great covers. I've been meaning, the reason why I have these out reachable is I've been meaning to read these. Again, I hadn't read them in a long time. Well, I didn't know Dave Stewart was coloring him too. Cool stuff. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I picked up a sketchbook of his from a convention, but I think it's in another box. Comics Mate. Hey, what's up, Comics Mate? How are you doing? Welcome, welcome. Hey, Dean. I see Dean. Happy birthday, Dean. Took mom for a ride to stroll Aldi and drive through for Starbucks. Nice. I need a coffee. I definitely need a coffee. Dean found us. Good day, Katie. Comics Mate, Dean, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, are you in Australia? Which is crazy for me to think of people all over the world watching right now. But if you are, that's awesome. Welcome. Glad to have you here. Seems like he's stalking Awesome One, even though Awesome One is a Chuck E. Cheese or Starbucks or Aldi. What's the name of the competitor for Chuck E. Cheese that had robots? Showbiz Pizza Place. I remember Showbiz Pizza Place. When I was growing up in like part of New Jersey up northeast. And we had a place called Sambo's. I don't think Sambo's is still around. But yeah, that was like they had like people walking around in character suits and interacting with the kids. But they didn't have any animatronics at the time. But I think Sambo was like a tiger, if I'm not mistaken. Forgot these little lines here. I think I'm going to color in this black. I'll deal with that later. The black in his hair. Just want to make sure I got all the like tiny, tiny details. Boopy doop. Boop. Here. I think I got that all. And I'll add all the 5 o'clock shadow. Oh no, I forgot this. It's like his cigarette. I should do those with. I was going to say I should do these with a technical pen. But I'll live a little. That looks horrible. I gotta fix that. We'll worry about that later. Alright, let's see. Maybe I'll move to this head. What time I got? 3:30? Okay. Move to this head. Wait, let me make sure I catch up in the chat, because I'm never even hitting the end of it before I start drawing in. My grandpa was a mechanic for the robots at Showbiz. No kidding. Yes, I remember Showbiz Pizza. Rocky's so far behind in the chat. I'm just trying to stay awake to see if I have a sound effect yet. Katie, you don't. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Dang it. You are definitely coming up next. Coming up soon. I did a couple sound effects over the weekend. I got K-Pops, and I did one for Shanth, which I don't think Shanth's here, so I'm not going to reveal that one. But you can hear K-Pops. She's asleep right now, but I was able to show it to her at the beginning of the stream. I don't know. It's just a bunch of K-pop right there. But yes, Katie, you're on the list. Don't worry. I'm sorry that I didn't get tears yet. But stay tuned, and thank you for sticking around. If you got to go, no problem. Let's see. If you want many other from, okay, we're talking about blah blah blah. Katie wants you to read her chats already. Cranberry Landers drank 2 glasses of water. You could get more. You could do it, man. Do it. You're supposed to drink like, I don't know, 8 glasses of water in a day, something crazy like that. There's the link to Katie's channel, Katie's Corner. Everybody check it out. Subscribe, like it. It's awesome. Katie's awesome. Sadly, Tron for many streams past. Oh, was that a streamer? Oh boy, that doesn't sound good. John! Finally!
He goes, what's your name? He goes, John.
John, man! I was telling, who was I telling? Comrade Sammy at the very, very beginning of this stream that I realized at the last minute that I was streaming at the same time as Gothics, and that I was going to lose some of you guys because of that. Because Gothic's pull is very strong. I know you love her streams, John. You're very active in her streams, but I'm glad you're here. Did she just end? I'm just going to guess she ended. That's why you're here now. John, back from dominating Gothic's chat. That's right. Kanede. Got Milk ads. Really? Yeah, they had some good ones. Those Got Milk ads. That was a great award-winning campaign. Those people were making lots of money for a long time. They were really active. The Got Milk ads, the print ones, were really active in the comic books too. I remember that as a kid. One of the ads that I just came across my stream recently that I loved, it was huge when I was in, I think I was in college when it came out, was the WhatsApp ad. I loved that ad. I still love it. It's really funny. And if I'm not mistaken, I could be totally wrong on this. Maybe it was a rumor, but that a couple of those guys that made that ad went to my college, went to Rhode Island School of Design. So I don't know. I'll have to fact check that. But that's what I heard, and it made me proud. Let's see. Emo Trash, there was a legit Frenchman in Gothic's chat. I even had to use G Translate to answer. Really? Wow. Great covers. Oh, for the Kanede stuff? Yeah. Wonder if Umbrella Academy stole the Asian time travel idea from Heroes or the other way around. Well, Heroes came first, for sure. And the name of the time traveler dude was Hero. I loved that show when it first came out. That first season was really good. And it was like everything as a comic book fan that you wanted to see in a show without them being in costumes. And sorry, just want to adjust my camera here, make sure you guys are seeing. Oops, that's not how you do it. And then at the time, I wasn't a big fan of his work, but I am a huge fan of his work now. But Tim Sale was the guy who was doing the comic book illustrations in it. I have a book, a Tim Sale book. And he passed away a couple of years ago. They even advertised it as the life and work of the artist featured in Heroes NBC hit series. But yeah, this is a great book. Oh, whoops, I almost put that on wet ink. Like Tim Sale's work. This is a great book. So good. Like a lot of process stuff. And as a kid, I wasn't that into his stuff. I was more into the like Jim Lee's and Todd McFarlane's, but now as an adult, I appreciate his stuff so much more. It's masterful. Long Halloween is the big one he did. Superman for All Seasons. He did all the Daredevil, Yellow, Spider-Man. Was it Red and Blue or something like that? Captain America, Red, White, and Blue. All the colors of all the things. And then I even remember as a kid, he did this thing called Thieves World, which I really liked, and I didn't put two and two together that he was the same artist on it. Yeah, there's Daredevil Yellow. Yeah, he kind of has a Frank Miller vibe to his stuff, but and arguably the he worked with Jeff Loeb a lot. He worked with Jeff Loeb on Long Halloween and all those other things, and yeah, I just never liked Jeff Loeb's writing. What, as I had mentioned earlier in the stream. Generation of kids knows that Aaron Burr. Oh, yeah, that was a good one. That was a really good one. Yes, I'm in Australia, Comics Mate. Sorry, woo, behind. That's great. Very cool. Dean is still here. I do know you're here, John. Only 20 minutes late, but I know. Okay, I can skip. I can skip. Sambo's is not politically correct. Oh, okay. Sorry. I don't even know. I'm skipping fast here, people. Jeremy Burtz is here. What's up, Jeremy Burtz? I won't skip that. Get Katie a sound effects, Rocky. I will. Rock hashtag Rocky failed Katie. Boo. Yep, I did. I'm sorry. Jeremy Burtz. Sean. My man. He landed. Or maybe he didn't. I'm assuming you landed. Shanth is here. Okay, Shanth. Hopefully this doesn't get me struck. I hope not. Check it out. This is for you, buddy. I'm sure you can pick out where those came from. I had to speed it up, hopefully that would help with the algorithm and not get me... I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe speeding it up doesn't really help, but that's for you, buddy. I'm going to do it one more time. There's a couple clips in there. John says, how long before you start streaming, Shanth? Shanth, we got some questions in the chat for you, not just about streaming, but certain Mark's Music Obsession wants to know, what time are you going to reveal? What time are you launching your campaign tomorrow? Inquiring minds want to know, dude. Not to put you on the spot, but Mark was asking. I told him I'm going to ask you. How are you doing, Shanth? I hope you're well. Hope you're emotionally well after the trip you just had. My brother's hovering over the chicken. Time to make a salad. Hail all from Shanth and Jetty. Shanth, I've been away from stream for 30 minutes, but you brought him back. Here we go. I'm just going to let that sit there for a second, Shanth. Just going to let it shit. Excuse me, sit there for a second. Mark's asking a question, Shanth. I don't know how you're going to answer it. Shanth basking at the beach. Yes, Rocky, I've decided of the 4 streamers I watch regularly is whoever starts first I watch. That's fair. What time does Gothics usually start? I'll just make a little note of that. Shanth fresh with the Florida tan. Emo Trash says, I also remember the WhatsApp ad, at least a version of it. It's really good. They did a funny spoof of that where they made it the Super Friends, with the Super Friends on it, with the same voices from the WhatsApp ad. Super good. Really funny. There is going to be a 1-day delay. I'll announce it soon. Just got back from Orlando. Moving in my son. Went to the airport to move in my daughter and see her campus. Wow. Like, Shanth never does things, 50%. It's like he's all in. He's doubling it up every time. And so it's like when it was time to have kids, he like doubled it up. He's going to get it all out at once. And then now they're going to college, same time. Get them all out at once. That's Shanth for you, man. The guy goes in 200% all the time. So it sounds like, Mark, there might be a delay. But we can have grace for that because Shanth just probably did one of the hardest things in life ever, times 2. Okay, I did not catch up on the chat yet. Shanth getting it on and have a 3rd kid. Yeah, that would be difficult. Family first, brother. This OCD guy is disappointed for sure. Tim Sales was great. Yes. Awesome One says his brother is at least 16 years older than my sister. Wow, that's a huge gap. There's a huge gap there. But then at that point, the older siblings can take care of the younger siblings like a second parent. So yeah, one of my good friends, he comes from a family of, I want to say, 8 or 9 kids. And he is the second in line. So he ended up helping to take care of his younger siblings like a parent would. So that kind of works. But yeah, there is a huge gap for sure. Outstanding. Nice. Shelby is also usually lurking. Speeding up would help. I hope so. I sped it up, I think, about 80%, so I hope so. Congratulations on your sound effects. How quick that clip was would also help. No, you did. Yes, you did. Oh, boy. Okay, guys. All right, you guys. Gothics usually starts around 11 a.m. PST. Yeah, that's before me. I don't think I could start before 11 on a Monday. Gothics. And she's on the East Coast, too, so, well, During lockdowns for a year or two, I had at least 3 different streams on it. Rocky got a brush out. I smell Shanth influence here. That's right. That's right. Brush all the way. Shelby is the influence for the brush. Did I catch up? I think I caught up. I don't even know where I am anymore after catching up, though. There we go. 2 new sound effects for you guys today. Oh, this is this angle, so just draw that guide here. Something like that. Dangnammit, I just cracked his tooth. I debated whether I was going to draw the panel borders first, like the clean line for the panel borders first, and then do the panels underneath, but I kind of like doing the borders at the end. Something satisfying about that. Dagnabbit, wow, you are old. Yeah, Dagnabbit. Dagnabbit, I am old. We all know a 100-pound girl is unstoppable. See what I did? See what I did there? See what I did there? Submitted to feminism is why we wear cloths. Thanks, feminism. My gosh. This is why I'm behind in chats. Because it takes me so long to like track what you guys are even talking about or where the conversation is going. All I know is we were talking about racist Sambo and Chuck E. Cheese and Showbiz Pizza. And then next thing I know, we're on to feminism and being a potty mouth. So many places to cut back in with the whiteout. I don't think I've ever seen Shelby, speaking of what you're saying, Awesome One, I don't think I've ever seen Shelby use a brush. I think he's more of a technical pen nib guy. I could be wrong about that, though. And if he's lurking and he wants to correct me, that's fine too. What time is that? 3:54. Got a little bit of time, maybe 15 more minutes, and then I'm gonna call it. I might continue inking on it off stream though, but we'll see how it goes. Whoa. Shant, when you knew you were moving your kid in, Did you purposely try and schedule a launch on the day after? Did you not plan that out properly, dude? Rah! Just went crazy right there. I for sure have some technical, some cleanup to do on that eyeball. That is a mess. He looks like he has eyeliner on. I think I'm going to do that other pupil with a technical pen because trying to do a circle with a brush is inevitably you get the automatic thick thin and then it doesn't make your circle look clean. So we'll do that stuff with technical pen. That's good to know. There's a lot of this page I'll be using more technical pen than not, specifically for the mechanical stuff, all that mechanical stuff, the guns and like these details up here, the tent, these tiny details, these lines, the helicopters. I'll probably be at the very least outlining that in technical pen. And for those of you who are new or just lurking, please like and subscribe. We are 6 people away from 300 subscribers. Woohoo! Every bit helps. And I also notice people say like, hit that notification. I never say that, but I guess that matters too, so. But I don't trust the notifications. That's probably why I don't say it. I don't trust the notifications to do anything because so many of you guys have told me like I didn't get a notification. But I guess it does something. So whatever it is, hit all the buttons, everybody. Except unsubscribe. Don't hit that button. I would appreciate it. Even these lines seems like they were drawn with a technical pen, but I like how they look with a thick thin. The slight difference between that and the technical pen's nice. So take that, John Beatty. Now I saw I think there was I don't know where it was recently, but there was some con. Was it Terrific Con? Some con recently that John Beatty was actually at, and somebody had him sign like I don't know where I got this information, but somebody had him sign a NAMM page. It was a great page too. So he's still out there. He's still doing the con circuits. Nice. That's fun. Fun to do hair. Wow, I'm behind again. Where are we?
Yes! That's awesome!
Rocky, you assume we know what we're talking about. I guess. Yeah, I guess that I do assume that. So then that's what makes me trying to connect the dots in the middle of it, like to stop midstream and try and connect the dots. Maybe that's my problem. I'm trying to make sense out of what you guys are saying, and actually there is no sense. I am the spoon. Kidney beans. Be right back. Dinner time. Kidney beans are great for your health in salads and tasty too. Yes, yes. I'm not a huge fan of kidney beans, but yeah, I don't mind them. Shelby uses a brush at the end for splatter effects or to fill in. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he does. I have seen him do that. Yeah, I wonder if I'll ever do a page that has splatter effects in it. That would be cool. I did. Oh, that was another thing. I was telling you guys about that channel, Read More Comics. He did a whole section on like some Jay Lee stuff. And I love Jay Lee. Shant knows how much I loved Jay Lee when I was in college. Or love his stuff now. I just love how his style has evolved. And he's just really talented. But yeah, he was all about the splatter in his earlier stuff. Like with it when he was working on Namor and the Wildcats trilogy. Oh, I have that right here. I'll pull that in a second. Because that's really always fun to look at. But he would just splatter all over the place. And when I was trying to do comic art in college, I would like try and emulate that and just splatter. Just want to turn the page so that this curve on the ear is a lot more consistent and easier for my hand to do. Ah! Dang it. I hope I never have a huge ink spill on stream. That would suck. I can see that happening though, but it would suck. Ears are such a weird thing, and how people draw ears. It's always so weird. Everybody has their own shorthand for ears, but they're just weird pieces of anatomy when you think about it. Just like scrunched up pieces of tough skin. Don't get to a point where I don't trust you guys at all. Come on. Oh, I know that verse. Better to dwell on a rooftop than with a contentious woman. The angry word. I do know that first. Awesome one. That's a good one. There's a thing called the ghost squid that lives at the floor of the ocean that looks like a combo between a ghost and a daddy longlegs. I'm going to assume this is similar to your kidney bean comment. I did see a video. This is like the randomness of your feed, your social media feed. That's how chat is right now. I did see this video of a seal. This guy, he was kayaking, and a seal jumped out of the water next to him and slapped him in the face with an octopus. It was one of the most amazing things I saw all day, because it seemed like it was really intentional. And the idea that a seal would think would be that offended or threatened by the guy that it would want to do that was pretty amazing. Oh, my brush is starting to fray a little bit. There's a piece of something in there. There was something weird, I thought, in these inks right here where I'm inking that I'm kind of altered just a little bit. Because the way that it was inked here, it feels like that flap of skin is on top of the jaw. So I'm making sure that, or on my version, I'm going to keep that jaw line on top of the stretched out neckline, because it was really weird. It felt weird to me. I think it was just a flick of the wrist. Maybe John Beatty got distracted by chat too. All right, almost with this panel. Comrade Sammy, like and subscribe. Thank you. Has anyone eaten a live squid or baby octopus? Not live, but I have eaten various versions of squid and octopus cooked before, but not live. Notifications have been working for the most part recently. Oh, good, good. Yes, different story when I'm personally not paying attention to it. True. You have to be looking at the phone for the notifications to work. Cranberry Lander says, I have an itchy unsubscribe button finger, so it's good that you dissuaded us from hitting it, Rocky. Good timing. Whew! Dodge that bullet. When I was in Guam, the exotic buffet had small live squid or octopus. It feels as weird as it movie. Ugh. No, thank you. No, thank you. I only like octopus or squid when they don't look like they do when they're alive. Otherwise, yeah. Like, I've seen dishes where it's just like an octopus leg or whatever on it, and you can tell it has all the little like suction cups on it still. No. I did eat recently at this fancy restaurant. It was a what cuisine was it? I think it was Peruvian maybe, but it was this really great restaurant, very fancy-ish. And they served the octopus. They served octopus. Their like signature dish was this octopus that they served, and they cut it really thin. The tentacles super thin, so that they look like these tiny, tiny like discs almost. And it was like very, very flat, thin discs on a plate that covered the whole plate. It was almost like this pattern. And it was in this very tangy, vinegary kind of dressing. Sort of, kind of reminded me of a pesto sauce a little bit, but not quite. Not basil tasting. I don't know. I couldn't really describe the sauce, but it was good. Like a ceviche, kind of felt like a ceviche. Maybe it was that was the style of cooking for it. Would make sense, but it was good. But you wouldn't, unless they told you, hey, this is thinly sliced octopus, you wouldn't know it by the shape and the form that was on the plate. But yeah, I don't like much raw food. I'm not a big raw sushi fan. I'll eat it, but I'll eat some. But like just kind of your standard tuna or salmon. Whoops. Wow. That could have been bad. A few more lines here. Gotta white out that spot there. A few hatch marks here. Gonna wrap it up in a second here, guys, because I do have to go. And here. I'll do this eyeball in with a technical pen. Did that the wrong direction. Dang it. That line, this guy. Sorry, it's a little quiet. Just trying to crank the rest of this out. Very powerful panel. I'll do the tears, the eyeballs. I got some white out to go. Here we are. Not too shabby. Got through 2 panels. No backgrounds, but through 2 panels today. I might hit up a panel. Well, I'll think about it, whether I have time to hit up a panel off stream or not. I just want to get through this. I just want to keep going. It's always like when you hit a stride and you make some progress, you always just want to keep going. You don't want anything to like stop that progress, because then sometimes it's hard to get back into it. So, but so far so good. So far so good. Have some good progress here. What do you guys think? It's looking pretty cool. Pretty cool. This is gonna be a fun page once it's done. And I already see the differences in approaching some of the lines here with brush versus what I'm assuming is either technical pen or a nib on this side, on the John Beatty side. It also might be because I blew this up from a small size, so maybe some of the lines are getting a little bit more munchy than the originals, but I love the thick, thin feel. That gives me so many ideas for my own work, or like it affirms a lot of stuff that I want to have in my own work. That like, yes, brush is the way to go. That's the way that I want to do my own comic work. All right, let me catch up on the chat, and then I will let you guys go. That's right, Rocky. Don't question anything we say. Just run with the vibes. I will. I maybe naively, maybe blindly, but I trust you guys. You could do Stephen Platt, Mr. Monkey Boy 1969. You could do Stephen Platt would be... I've got to do something. It's either Jeff Darrow for Adam or Stephen Platt or something crazy like that, because that would be a crazy challenge and it would be fun. And there's some Stephen Platt stuff that I really like Stephen Platt a lot. Is the 90s Stephen Platt, the like Image Stephen Platt. It was so bananas and so crazy and so exciting for me. And even as I look at it now, I get so excited when I look at some of that stuff, even though some of the anatomy and it's just a mess. But it just hit a chord with me. So I might. Jay Lee is amazing. Good name for a movie. Splatter, splatter, splatter. Cranberry Landers, are you saying this Jay Lee is one of the best comic artists in existence that I've seen? Yes. He's up there. I love how he's evolved and changed over time. He's not... Oh, I missed a little spot here on his nose. A bridge on his nose. That he's kind of adapted and changed, and yeah, he's amazing. Don't worry, Rocky. If you spill ink on stream, we will 100% never let you live it down. Ears are like leftovers from beyond. Nice ink, Rocky Coon. Oh, Cherish Psalms. What's up, Cherish Psalms? I didn't recognize from the profile, your profile picture. You are a profile picture queen. And what is that? Is that a boba? Is that a boba in your name? Holy moly. Get out, Cherish Psalms. Be careful talking about boba. I can go on and on about boba. For sure. But thank you so much for showing up, and thank you for saying that. I appreciate it. Never in my life did I expect anyone to call him Rocky Coon. Me neither. But I'll take it. I'll take it. John's eating. No problem, John. We'll let you go so that you can eat in peace without this crazy chat going. Get in the habit of letting go all of my expectations. Me too. Here we go. Here we go. I saw a sign on social media. I think it was a sign at a school, like for first day of school. And they said like inappropriate words or words that are allowed. And it was like what you would think like from social media. But one of the words was skibbity. So there you go. This would be one of the words too. Dang it. I think, I don't know if I should repeat that to my kids. I should tell my kids that, see what they think, huh? Yeah? Oh, man. How's that shelf, Comrade Sammy? Sammy Chan Pookie, is the shelf looking... Oh, my gosh. I looked up Ghost Good, and there are eerie looking squid pookies. Oh my gosh, you guys are hilarious. Grilled squid, grilled octopus. Yeah, I don't like them that much. I like, I'm the typical like calamari. I love it. There are some squid dishes that I could eat. The octopus, less so. Less so. More squid. More squid. Let's see. I look past the suction cup of an octopus and just down it. All right. There, that's could do that. I think, yeah, anything with suction cups. I have a very strong aversion towards slugs and snails. Like, some people hate spiders. I don't like spiders either, but slugs and snails, they just, like, I cannot stand it. So no way would I ever try like escargot. But I say all that because, like, sometimes octopus tentacles, they get into that like slug looking territory, and yeah, I couldn't do it. We torture poor lobsters every day, but they are. I love me some lobsters. Shant's cue to start streaming as I'm wrapping this up, winding this down. Thanks for doing these masterclass streams later on in the chat. See you later, Mark's Music Obsession. Talk to you later. Say hi to your mom. And Maggie. Oh my gosh. You guys are crazy. Everybody's timing out now. I think it looks great. It looks more cartoony on yours, Rocky. I think that's more your style. Thank you, Cranberry Langers. Yeah, it's cool to figure out. It's cool to figure out about my own style, like you're pointing out right now, as I'm translating what I'm seeing in there and the things that I pull out. It's true. You know, you can kind of see the differences and what things I favor more. I tend to make eyes a little bit bigger. Maybe that's the cartoony animation thing. I don't know why the scale is always off, but that's me too. Maybe it's just my eyesight. But yeah, I appreciate that comment. Starenko is another one for sure. He is in the mix of thinking of what would be another master study to do. You like Stephen Platt, but not Jim Lee. I do like Jim Lee. I know I love Jim Lee. Totally love Jim Lee and Stephen Platt. I don't like Jeff Loeb though. So yeah, but no, I like Jim Lee a lot. You should do a panel of an art style outsider. Yeah, so that would be Stephen Platt. That would for sure be Stephen Platt. Yeah. Do a masterclass on melting watches. I could. It's boba. Yes. I change profile pictures on Instagram every 3 days, sometimes between minutes. Funny though, I don't like boba. What? I can't give you my complete commentary. I don't want to like drag this on for another half hour, but I love boba. There are many boba shops here in the Bay Area, and my kids and I, especially when they were younger, we would go on the hunt. My kids had a whole blog of like trying to like a rating system on boba and what was the best boba, and it's all about like the consistency of the boba, the size, the flavor, the texture, and the tea, and blah blah. So we're pretty particular about our boba. I'll just go into that. We'll talk about it more later or another stream. All right, let me see. Well, you guys are talking about food, boba. Yeah, Starbucks has Oh, popping boba. Yeah, I don't like popping boba as much. I also recommend boba. Might have to get some time. Actually, it's been a hot minute since I had the boba. Yeah, I think maybe in the future people are gonna realize that boba is like just as bad as like smoking was. You know how everybody used to smoke before they realized like smoking gives you cancer and stuff. I feel like boba is gonna be that, but I'm doomed if that's the case because I have drank quite a bit of boba in my lifetime. But that's okay. It's so yummy, so tasty. I feel like one now. I like tapioca and pudding. Yes, that's kind of where it comes from, but yeah, boba is so good. Your next stream is dedicated to give me your boba. Yeah, remind me, Emo Trash, and I will. I love me some boba. All right, cool, guys. Thanks so much for joining me on this Master Study Inks, Part 1 Inks. I'm going to clean up some of this stuff. Maybe I might start another panel off stream. Who knows? You'll find out next time. But if I don't do it between now and Wednesday, I will see you guys on Wednesday. 98.5% sure I will do a stream on Wednesday with my Wednesday comics, and I'll see you guys then. We'll be talking about all the cool things coming out that week, And then possibly Thursday, if not Friday, another stream coming, because I know for sure that Batman Year One Artist Edition is coming sometime soon. And I want to try and fit in another Master Study stream. So another one or two streams coming this week, I think. So yeah, hope to see all you guys there. Thank you everybody that showed up, all the newbies that showed up too, and all of you guys, my regulars, who always make it fun and enjoyable and make me want to do this more and more. Thank you for coming. Like, subscribe, notify, comment, all the things. And Katie, if you are still awake, I got you. We'll be working on that. Your sound effect coming up soon. Thanks everybody. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.